My name is Steve, the Affordable Life Coach, and on this channel, I try to share lessons from my life of mistakes that I have made or do make, and in my 13 plus years of coaching clients, try to share with you common mistakes that are really costly. And if you're interested in giving life coaching a try, my email is in the description. I encourage everyone to at least do a free consultation. There's no obligation. It's 30 minutes and you get a feel of what coaching's like, and you're able to ask any questions. And at minimum, we're able to meet each other and talk. One of the things that I see is a very costly mistake that a number of my clients do, and we try to recorrect them and get them back on the right path. Some go kicking and screaming, and some don't want to change. But one of the things that happens is when we're young, and even if we're older, but I see this more common in young people, we think that, oh, we have forever to live and we have time, and we don't look at time as the most valuable resource that we have. And I see a lot of time sinks that people will engage in, and before you know it, they start off in their late teens is when you really want to start thinking about this. Even if you could start earlier, the better. But you want to have a long-term vision of the path of where you're going to be in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And you want to start planting seeds as young as possible. So what does that mean? Does that mean we all have to get a 40, 50, 60-hour a week job, start saving money? No, I'm not talking just about career. I'm talking about the full gamut or categories of your life. Need to have a target of where you want to be, and you want to start planting seeds. One of the most common ones would be obviously career. And I see this with a lot of people, especially younger people. There's no focus, and that's not a problem when you're trialing and erring on different job possibilities that might interest you long term. So when I was in my late teens and my 20s, I started a business. I had a whole bunch of different types, started some businesses. I tried out different types of jobs, different employments, different career options, just to get a feel for what worked for me. And then I realized I didn't want any of those things. I wanted my life not to center around my work or my career in my 20s. I wanted to work on my self-development, my spirituality, my growth. And I had a lot of jobs that allowed me to travel and have adventures, or I would work really hard, save up money, and then go travel. And that was the seeds I was planting. I was taking a hit on my finances because I didn't earn a lot of money. I made enough to be able to travel. But the priority for me was to meet new people, experience different cultures, travel in a way that I'm going to get out of my comfort zone. Not luxurious traveling, let's just put it that way. And have fun, meet new people, and see what I wanted from life. And those were seeds that I was planting, and they came to fruition later on in life, that I wanted to do this, what I'm currently doing that now. Even though I knew I wanted to do it when I was probably like 15, 16 years old, I knew I wanted to be a life coach. I had business cards made up, but I doubted myself because I just didn't think I had the life experience in order to coach people. And I gained a lot of life experience and a lot of self-knowledge and seeing what my strengths, weaknesses are, and really developing the tools that would make me a good and effective coach for people. Because one of the things that's most important is you really got to know yourself, and you really have to be able to coach other people. You really have to have walked the walk, challenge yourself. And in my case, the way I coach is to give people options outside of the traditional cookie cutter conformist lifestyle that most people get sucked into, where you're just working 30, 40, 50 hours a week, paying bills, going on screens, going out to dinners, and just it's like a more of a superficial way of life. Nothing wrong with it if you find it fulfilling. And I like the routine now that I'm older, and it has some consistency. It's allowed me to develop some deeper roots and stability. But when you're younger, and this might even be the case if you're older, if you never had an opportunity to do this, so just like kind of go and explore and live a life where a freer life. Now, many people have children, they have mortgages, they have car payments, and they're not able to do that. I get it. But you could even do that within your current environment by, one of the things I would do is I would just go and explore in my local area. I would just go to different parts of California and go camping, go on these incredible hikes. I'd go to meetup groups and meet different people, and would have like a traveler's mindset where I was, and not think that I need to go to a completely another country. We all have that capability. Back to the career though. And what I see some people do is they get stuck in just making a paycheck. They get stuck in a job that kind of landed in their lap, that was safe, it was comfortable, it was a little bit easy. There wasn't the chance of getting rejected by applying for a job that might be a little bit more challenging or outside of the comfort zone. And you just get stuck in a rut. And one of the things that helped me pay for my trips is I was in the restaurant business, and I waited tables. Later, I was in management, and I saw that how easy it is to get stuck when the money's decent. And, it allowed me to, a lot of people that worked waiting tables made more money than people that, had their degrees and were out in the workforce. And so I saw a lot of people that had degrees and were just doing it for the money, but it wasn't planting seeds for their future. And that's what is so important, is you want to be able to look at the career that you're currently doing and saying, is this forwarding my career opportunities, my skill set, my knowledge base? Is this preparing me for when I get to my 30s that I can have a steady, stable income and financial security? And some people find it later in life. I'm not saying everyone has to find that in their 30s, but we should be exploring that and trying out different things and not just getting stuck. The other place I see people fall into this trap is in relationships. And this is even more pressing because people have this carefree, laissez-faire attitude. Oh, when I meet somebody, I'll meet somebody. It'll happen organically. I shouldn't have to really focus or worry or concern myself about it or seek it out. And yeah, you don't want to be like, this is the most important thing, or I'm not going to be happy unless I have a relationship. But you want to have a plan. Your prime years are in your 20s to set the foundation for your career, to set the foundation for your romantic relationships, and someone if you do want to be married or with somebody long term, that is the time. And I see people get stuck in dead-end relationships. Why? Because they don't want to be alone, and they settle. And then I have clients all ages, and I have clients that like in their 40s and 50s and have regrets, but about the person they married and chose to have kids with. But there were warning signs when they first started dating. But there was a fear that, oh, I can't be alone, or I'm not going to find someone else, or the famous lie that we tell ourselves: this person's going to change. They're going to become the person that I want them to be. And I always say it's much better find somebody who, with their strength, with their flaws, with their strengths, is already the person that you could see yourself spending the rest of your life. Give up the hope, oh, one day they're magically going to change and be the person that they want to be. It's a fool's errand, and you get stuck. But think about it. Like, I know especially younger clients that are watching this video, you don't look at it, but your 20s is the prime years. Prime years. Don't waste it in a relationship just because, oh, she or he's really cute, or you have fun together, or even worse, that you fight a lot. And then I see these cyclical relationships where because I do couples coaching as well, where they get together, and then they break up, and then they get together, and then they break up. It's like, look out for the red flags, and when you see the red flags, move on. And some red flags are insurmountable. It's just, this is who the person is, or this is the dynamic in the relationship. Obviously, you want to try to work through your differences, get help, get coaching, get therapy, couples therapy. Do what you can to try to work on the things that might be deal breakers in the relationship, but don't stay stuck. And the other thing I see people is they think that it's the partner is the sole problem. No, it's you also. It's picking the wrong type of partner. And I see this with clients, and I really focus on making them aware of it, because it's a blind spot that they have. They seem to pick similar partners, one after the other. If the guy is, they pick a partner and the guy is not highly motivated, he's not driven, doesn't want to work that much, doesn't want to be, supportive, or the guy or the woman is non-communicative and can't talk about have difficult conversations, can't talk about their feelings and emotions. Again, try to work on it. If you see growth and development, that's a great sign, because we all have flaws. The most important thing is your partner working on the flaws? Are they going to see someone? Are they getting coaching? Are they getting therapy? Are they reading books? Are they working on it with you, the issues that you have? Or is it just kind of like sweep these issues under the rug and pray and hope that magically things change in the future? And that's what is so important, is especially when we're young, we don't have the wisdom to realize when things are a dead end, or when things, sometimes it's the opposite. Things are really great and you have an incredible partner, but you don't have enough dating experience or life experience to realize that, no, the grass isn't greener. Like, it is really challenging to find someone that has a good, solid core, and that's loving and giving and honest and communicative and supportive and will be your rock and cares about you and is in love with you. That is not easy to find a person like that. And you want to be able to really appreciate how good you've got it, because once you lose that person, it's hard to get them back. And once you start dating and seeing, oh my gosh, most people don't love me like my partner did. Most people don't have the depth. Most people are on their phones, the majority of the time, and we're not really connecting and communicating. Most people aren't very honest, and most people are more selfish. When you date, you start to really realize it can be like a needle in the haystack, finding the right person. But in that process, don't waste your 20s, because that's when you're in your prime, your physical prime, your energy prime, where you have energy to date and go out and do a lot of adventurous, fun things. And as you get older, and like you get into your 30s, mid 30s, now the pool which you have to pick from are people that have kids. Generally, there are obviously exceptions. People that are divorced, people that just because of their issues can't find a partner, so they're still perpetually single. And so just think of your future self. This is kind of the theme of this video, is think of your future self and what does your future self want? Because our short-term self, well, I just want to have fun. I want to be free. I want to sleep around with a whole bunch of people and not have a care in the world. Yeah, you might want that now, but it's even that now is it's very shallow and empty and unfulfilling. But look at your future self and go, oh, your future self is going to have regrets that you wasted that time not getting yourself ready in your own self-development, your own wisdom, your own working out your weaknesses and in improving the things that would make you more of an attractive partner to someone else. You're going to have regret. Man, I wasted those years. And it doesn't even matter, even if you're in your 30s, 40s, this principle still applies. Start where you're at and not think, oh, magically in the future, everything will take care of itself. Because I see it in coaching and, with clients that come to me and they're in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. And things don't magically take care of themselves. Oftentimes, we want to be intentional. We want to be purposeful. And that's one of the values of coaching is we work out that plan in that path. And it's not rigid. There's flexibility in it, but it's a shift of the mindset of you become a farmer's mindset instead of a hunter-gatherer. A farmer will store resources. Hunter-gatherer, it's a lot more challenging. A farmer plants seeds, waters a crop, fertilizes it, protects it from insects and animals. And that's the way you want to be so you can reap the harvest in the future. And that's all our weaknesses and all our foibles and all our addictions and bad habits come down to short-term gain for long-term pain. Our inability to delay gratification, put in the effort and hard work now, really bites us in the ass in the future. And some of the other areas that I see this is in health, in savings and retirement. And people think, I remember when I was young, and I like to talk to just random people, and I was talking to a woman and she was like really into health and nutrition. I believe at the time she was like in her 40s. And she was telling me how important, like everything you eat matters, it becomes a part of you, or it steals a part of your life. And I said, oh, I'm in my 20s and, I don't necessarily I'm not super vigilant about everything I eat and I feel fine. And she said, yeah, you're in your 20s. You are going to you'll see the effect in your 20s, definitely, as far as your mood, your energy levels, even health issues. The kids today are getting, overweight at a younger and younger age. But as you age, the cumulative effect takes a huge toll. Whether you're doing alcohol, whether you're doing drugs, everything you want to look at as a cumulative effect. And the thing I said to her is like, yeah, I'm fine. I don't feel a big difference if I, eat some fast food or whatever it is. And she says, just wait. And you see, and now I get what she means. Like we can't eat. We can abuse our bodies. Let's just put it this way. You can abuse our bodies much easier in our teens and 20s and maybe even in our 30s. But as you get older, your body becomes more and more susceptible and sensitive to the foods you eat, the amount of sleep you get. And just taking care of your temple from a young age is planting seeds for longevity, for vibrancy, for good mental health and good physical health. And the way everything is set up, especially with technology, is everybody is so wrapped up in immediate gratification. Even just something like getting sunlight. For vitamin D, we don't even get enough sunlight. Even something just like unplugging and doing nothing and allowing time for white space and having mental and creative breaks and just not listening to anything, not staring at anything, not even talking to people, but just allowing your spirit some time to breathe. Allow your mind to just recharge and reset, and your intuition an opportunity to speak to you. That's just not a common practice. It's just we go from this A to B to C to D, and when we're not busying ourselves, then we're distracting ourselves. Oh, there's so many other areas that we could talk about in regards to just shifting your mindset towards your future self, starting wherever you are, whatever age you're at, as immediately as possible. But this approach can apply to everything. Every area and aspect of our life. That doesn't mean we can't indulge once in a while. It doesn't mean we can't have fun. But when you start thinking like this, your definition of what's fun and what's rewarding and what's fulfilling changes. Like going to the gym, when you have this mindset, becomes the reward. Just how good you feel just getting out of the house, not staring at a screen, getting your heart rate up, building your muscles. Like that type of focus on the journey, not just the end result, but the journey makes these things addictive. And that's what we want. Like human beings, we're creatures of habit. We have bad habits, we have good habits, but we're very addictive in nature. I know some people that are just addicted to running. They're addicted to going on hikes. They're addicted to going to the gym. Now, you don't want to go over the top, but when you start replacing, if it's too easy, it's probably not that great for you. If it's too easy, just going to a fast food restaurant, or just, turning on the screen, or just buying a candy bar, or just taking the first job that, somebody I know works there, so I'll take that job, instead of searching out a job that really resonates and is alignment with who you want to be. We want to put effort in our lives, and we put effort in our lives and we work hard and we do things that make us uncomfortable with balance. There's still time for rest and relaxation. I'm not talking working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. It doesn't have to be like that. But when we put effort in our lives, we get greater gifts. We get greater blessings and greater rewards, and it feels so good. And your future self thanks your present self. And that's what the type of relationship you want. You want your future self say, thank you for going to the gym, in the morning, or whenever. Because, man, thank you, your present self, present Steve, for doing that, because I feel so much better now. I feel so healthy. I feel so mental clarity. I feel energetic. And that's the type of thing. Hey, future self thanks you for not staying with that person just because you don't want to be alone, who's not really a good match. Just as another side note, a lot of, especially my younger clients, they're all on the dating apps. And one thing your future self would thank you for is properly vetting or screening people you go out in the real world to meet, whether it's a dinner, coffee, movie, whatever it is that you do. Your future self will, because I've had clients that they're like, oh my gosh, right away, they went on a date that for somebody they met on one of these apps, or they were set up or whatever, and they know within 3 minutes this person's not right for them, and then they got to sit for an hour and a half or longer with a person. And protect your future self. And so what I tell clients is screen them. Have a video chat with that person. Or if you're thinking about going to a movie, like I don't even go to the movies anymore, but when I used to go to the movies, can't stand sitting through a movie I don't like. It's a waste of time, energy, and time is very valuable. So do some research. So, I'd read reviews, watch trailers, try to talk to people and see what they thought of the movie, or buying things. Stop wasting money because we don't want to do the research and finding the best quality of a particular item, or just be patient. One of the things I like to do is just wait as long as I can on certain items to see if I absolutely need it, and my future self thanks my present self. Otherwise, you just get a room full of clutter and you get further in debt and just waste and lose money. And that's what leads to happiness. A lot of my clients who struggle with low moods, who struggle with anxiety, they have a very present moment mindset. It's just like, what can I do to get rid of my anxiety? Or what can I do to numb myself out? And when you numb yourself out, you feel like dead inside, spiritually vacuous. And that's what we don't want. And that's what is so exciting about almost even giving your future self a name. Even if it's just like, for me, future Steve. Hey, future Steve, come here. I'm going to include you in this conversation, whatever area of our life is, and you have a conversation. Maybe you write it out, and you write out the pros, or maybe you talk about it in our coaching sessions. So it's a very exciting way to live, and very different than how majority people live. Majority people just think very short term, and they don't think about planting seeds, and then they can't understand why they don't have healthy, stable relationships or fulfilling relationships, or they don't enjoy their career. And this video is just a primer, a start. If you're interested in having support in this, being made aware of your blind spots, having gentle accountability. Unlike talking to friends or family, coaching is completely different. Feel free to send me an email in the description. I would love to hear in the comments what areas future thinking in your life that you're particularly good at, that you have benefited you, and you've seen the fruits of that type of thinking, and not wasting your life, not wasting your time. So please feel free to write some of those in the comments. I always appreciate your comments. And if you want to see more videos like this, like and subscribe. And one thing that means a lot to me, even if it's a small amount, and like this is doing these videos and sharing the wisdom from my experience, I want to give it out. Obviously, I give it out freely. If you do want to support the channel, it really means a lot to me. There's a PayPal link in the description if you want to make a small monthly donation or a one-time donation. And any amount is greatly appreciated and really shows that people are finding value in this. And or if you know somebody that is interested in coaching, please feel free to share this YouTube channel. And thanks again for all your support, your feedback. Even if it's constructive feedback, please feel free to leave that in the description, and look forward to next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.